That is not a bad scene to see out your windows in the morning. The great things about van life is just gives you the ability to find places like this to park and sleep and just wake up in nature. And of course the cat's over here like, I want to smell the camera. Right, kitty? We got some feistiness going on. Right, kitty? What do you think? There's one thing I love in nature. It is old pine forests and kind of where I'm at. Well, technically these are eastern hemlocks where I'm at now. I have a funny story about eastern hemlocks. Some of you may or may not know, I did a ton of study in herbology when I was in high school. It was the thing that brought me out of the shell from the crazy mostly failing student to straight A's as I studied herbology and got really interested in natural medicine and things. We're reading The Hounds of Baskerville in English class, and the teacher's describing this scene. We're going down the hill. You remember the scene in the book if you've read it. You're going down the hill, and there's hemlocks on either side. And the teacher says, well, what does this mean? And probing for the deep questions of 10th graders. And I guess I was in 11th grade at the time, actually. He says, the hemlocks on either side, this is foreshadowing of bad, evil things coming because hemlock is poisonous. I said, no, actually, hemlock is not poisonous. Like, yes, it is. That's what they gave Socrates. I said, no, they gave water hemlock to Socrates. That is a plant in the mustard family. Hemlock trees are actually an amazing survival food. You see, hemlock trees, the leaves here, very high in vitamin C. You can use it as an emergency tea. The bark of the tree, you can actually grind it into fine powder and make cakes. You basically make flour out of the bark of the tree. Every aspect of the tree you can use in some form of wilderness survival. So she keeps on arguing. I bring in some herbology books, explain to her the difference, and I even bring hemlock tea into school the next day. She was one of those teachers that just did not want to admit being wrong, particularly to a student. And so, of course, I was completely wrong with scientific fact. Sounds kind of like nature today. That's my fun story on hemlocks. But this place here where I found is a wonderful spot. Apologies, the wind just picked up. So here's another such wilderness survival plant. This guy here is, you remember the term tea berry. This is an actual tea berry. They are completely edible. Very tasty, in fact. This is the plant here. It is also, of course, known as wintergreen. That is one of the precursors to aspirin. Its leaves and the berry have methyl salicylate in it, which is an aspirin substitute. And it does give you the very nice wintergreen taste to nibble on a leaf. I'm going to leave that berry there because this is really late in the season for them, so I'm not sure if it's actually going to be any good, but it looks like a good healthy one. Look at that. If there were a bunch of them or if it was fall, I'd be eating those, but I'm going to leave that one there. But that's what that plant looks like. That's your wild wintergreen. You usually will find it in higher elevation forests, not like super high, we're only in Pennsylvania, but that one there is a mountain laurel. That's the type of plant you're going to find with it. And oftentimes pine, but I'm in a deciduous forest at some point, someplace. You can see this guy will be a pine forest before too long. There's a white pine taking root over here. There's a hemlock, eastern hemlock over there. And you'll see a few pines sticking out. So give it another decade or two and this will be primarily a pine forest. There was a study I was seeing recently which had indicated that if a person gets out into nature a whole lot more, then it greatly increases nearly every health factor. There was a child who had these chronic headaches and nobody could quite figure out what the problem was, and ends up going to a doctor. They did CAT scans, all sorts of things that you could possibly do. And in their final analysis, the doctor finally looked around, said, "Your father has a hammock in the backyard. I'm hereby prescribing you to spend a couple hours a week," I think it was an hour a week, in that hammock without any technology. And so the kids started to do that. All of a sudden the headaches went away. You know, a lot of the health problems we have are because we don't take the basic time to do some basic stretches, basic walks, and get out into the wilderness and see the beauty around us. And there's something specific about walking in a forest, according to the research, that suggests it really stimulates the things that make us healthy inside of our mind and inside of our soul. So I encourage you all, whether you're van lifing it around the road or whether you're just living, you know, how you've always lived, which is either one's perfectly fine, but no matter which one you do, get out there and get some walking, get some exploring into nature, and leave some of the technology out. Just get out there into the world and see the beauty and experience nature around you. It will do wonders for your soul. Are you feeling sluggish today? If you are, get out, get some exercise. Take some walking through the woods and enjoy. #Vanlife. Well, a little hiking party showed up here and they left, I don't know, about 2 hours ago or so. And I actually just got a video produced for my other channel and didn't get any other real work done. I'm going to do all that later, but I did a video and I had some breakfast, had some coffee, and now we're just kind of turning everything on and we are getting ready to go.
Even in your own town, you can probably find some exciting places to go visit. You can find some time to go down some dirt road, find a place to park, and go hiking in the woods for a while. It's good for the soul. As we live out our van life, the big thing is to just get out there and see cool things in the world. And that's what people like. Oh, where have you been? What are the adventures you've had? I hear that a lot. How many places you've been? What's the best place you've been? You hear this all the time. And it's the fact that good things can be found all around you. You just have to open your eyes and look. It's like that old book, The Acre of Diamonds. He wanted to be where the grass was greener. He wanted to be somewhere else. He didn't realize he was sitting on his own gold mine. Not to discourage you from van life, because frankly, I've seen more cool things in more different places. But everywhere I go, whether I'm out in the desert, in a canyon, whether I'm at a beach, whether I'm up in the mountains, no matter what, everywhere I've stopped, cities, small towns, I've always found cool places to be. I've always found hiking paths, walking paths, places to go and see the world and to see adventure. These are the things that we need to seek out. And even in your own hometown, you can seek them. But then, of course, you do need to head on into town to, go and do the regular things that you need to take care of.
Well, it looked like a frightening homeless bum, but got my stuff from Amazon. And now I'm just heading on back and gonna get out of town. I don't like being in this part of town. Ew. People, population. Must get back to the woods. I've seen plenty of these little libraries around town. I've never before seen a necessities box around town. Very interesting. Slightly frightening, if I'm being honest. Well, I went down to get some grocery shopping done, and I wanted to talk briefly again about the food sealers. I was running low in the bags, so the bags that I started with are the Food Saver brands. And these ones you can get 28 of the pint size bags. These are 6 inches by, I think, 9 inches. And you get 28 of them for $10, which is fairly pricey. So I went around looking online on Amazon, and I actually found a competitor to them. I don't even know if there's a specific name brand, but it's 200 of the exact same size bags for $18. So we're talking about a massive significance in savings. So I ordered them, and I just used those up today, and they have the exact same feel and texture. I would say that if you buy one of these guys, grab your bags from online. Now, I looked at rolls as well, but size for size, the amount that you get, in my use case scenario, it's actually better and cheaper to go with the pint size bags, which I usually just chop cleanly in half so it works. So definitely the food saver is still a huge thing. And I bought a pack of chicken for just under $5. I got 5 chickens for it, so $1 per meat in my meal, which is good. And the bags I got those down to, whatever 18 divided by, 200 is. So, a couple cents a bag, which is way better than the 28 for $10 you buy at Walmart. But anyway, grocery shopping is done, so I'm good for another few days. So I'm going to disappear away from the city and not come back to the city for a few days because no. And apparently this cat would like to say hello. Would you like to say hi? Want to say hi? You think, can we say hi? She's like, I just want more of that chicken. I want more of that chicken. So a few of the van projects I want to do. My power switch on my computer here broke, and I cannibalized this out of my old case, and I'm going to return it. So I bought a couple replacements. They're like $5 for 2 of them. So I'm going to go ahead and take this guy out, and then I end up buying this button, which will work a lot nicer. So I just need to drill a hole up in here, feed this guy through, and then I'll have a nice actual real power button for the computer. While I'm in here, I also picked up a front panel which has USB drives, USB-C, USB-A, and it has a SD and micro SD card reader. All amazing things because I use a lot of camera equipment, as you might guess, and I've been using this guy, which works really well, but I'd like to be able to plug stuff directly in. So we're going to see what and where and how I can manage all this kind of stuff and get this guy fixed. I will probably not be able to film what I'm doing, lack of hands and lack of space, but I'll go ahead and explain the things that I've done here in the process. First thing is, this guy's come loose again. You remember it came loose the first time when we were tromping down 20 miles of dirt roads in Wyoming. So we're going to tighten that guy down again, and then we'll make a few other adjustments. Alright, so accomplished all my tasks. Here's the new power button. Nice blue LED in there, and just kind of hit the button now so I don't have that little doggy thing there anymore. That works nicely. And then what I did is I tightened this guy down, and then I put this up because it fit just perfectly in there over this little bit of a lip. And then I just secured it on one side with an L bracket right there. And I've already tested the micro SD, the USB 3s, and right now I've just extracted all the data off that card. So that works really well now. So that gives me more USB 3 ports, easy access, SD card readers, micro and full-size SD card readers. Not bad for a $20 investment because my motherboard here had 2 slots for USBs, and this one back here, this closer one, was not being used. I was using the one on the back of the board. You can see the back of the board there behind right in front of the power supply. That goes up to this guy, which is just kind of a long, easy reaching USB 3. The other ports I can get to, they're in here. They're kind of a pain to get to sometimes, but I actually get to them just fine. In fact, I just got to slide that back a little bit. You can see they're actually not too hard to get to, but I can access them. But mostly I did this not for the USB ports as much as I did for the micro SD card. That's really what I wanted up there. So anyway, tasks accomplished. Now we have a nice, I love that power button. That's an awesome little power button right on the front of there. I don't know, maybe eventually what I'll do is I'll replace that with big old washer so it looks a lot nicer. Touch this up with a little bit of black paint. Just shore it up, or maybe I might even trim around it. I don't know what I'll do. But anyway, tasks are done. Now I gotta clean up all my tools, put them in back, and get out of the Walmart parking lot because, yeah, I've been here long enough. Right, kitties? They're like, yeah, I don't care. All right, let's get out of here. Well, I'm at another city park. It is Wednesday night, so I'm going to go up to church tonight, which is about 10 minutes that away. So I'm just going to hang out here for about another, looks like about another hour, hour and a half. I'm going to go ahead and pet a cat. And we're going to head on back here. We're going to cook up some dinner. And if I have some extra time, I'm going to take a little bit more of a walk. And then after church, it is work the rest of the night. That'll be kind of fun. All right, so we're kind of back down where we paused today this morning for a real restroom break. It's just a good spot to hang out, and I have a few hours of work I'm going to get done before heading back over to where, a friend's house where I park overnight. So we're going to go ahead and take care of we're going to walk a little bit more, make sure I get my step goal in. I'm going to do probably about 3 or so hours of work. And then later on this evening, I'm going to head on over there, hang out over there for a little bit, and then come on back out and do another couple hours of work. That's going to take me until about 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm one of those few van lifers that I stay up until about 2 in the morning working, and then I'll get up pretty early in the morning. Why do I stay up so late? Well, I found out it doesn't matter if I stay up until midnight or if I stay up until 2. I get up at the exact same time anyway, and I'm not any more tired at the end of the day. So I just stay up later. That way I can get a little bit of extra work in, and who knows, maybe there'll be a time I'd be like, veg out early, but for now, well, I'm young and can take it. Go ahead and just put in the extra hours of work. Save up some time for the future. So I think we're going to go ahead and wrap up this video here today. I hope that you enjoyed the day starting in the forest, kind of ending sort of in the forest, but really going to end out at my friend's driveway. We're going to go mooch docking a little bit, yo. I just borrow parking space so I don't plug in anything. Anyway, thanks for watching, everybody, and subscribe to the channel if you've not already done so. Hit that notification ding dings, and we will see you guys a little bit further down the road.